do you deal with negative emotions in a way that is healthy? Sadly, during this unique time in our world, we have many opportunities to experience negative emotions. But I'm going to be sharing with you an emotional regulation tool that can help you eliminate negative emotions in a healthy way. Good evening. I am Miko Page with Live the Life, where we help to strengthen marriages and families, and we want you to have healthy relationships. This event will be approximately 15 minutes. So as you log on, please comment and let us know where you're tuning in from. So let's jump in. We all experience negative emotions. The key is not just to release them, but to release them in a way that is healthy. We call this emptying our trash can. Now, think about a physical trash can in your house. If you don't empty it, it keeps piling up and piling up. And let's say you put the lid on top of it to kind of, cover it. Well, it's still going to smell, and that's going to negatively impact everybody in the household. Well, when we don't take out our emotional trash, it will come out and can come out in harmful ways that really can be detrimental to our relationship. The relationships in our lives. So let's talk about 3 negative ways in which these emotions could come out. First, you could explode. Okay, let's say, yelling, screaming, or we've all heard about, the person that got cut off in traffic and, they were so upset they pulled out a gun and shot somebody. Well, the problem wasn't the fact that they got cut off in traffic, that all that emotion came from the fact that their trash can was already full, and that was just one more thing that just really tipped it over. Now, it also could come out and it could leak out in passive-aggressive behavior or snide comments here or there. And it could be slow over time, which again will negatively impact your relationships. The third way is apathy. Now, apathy is when we put our emotions on deep freeze. We just go numb. We don't feel anything. Now, that could be helpful if we have experienced trauma or intense, emotional distress, but it is not a healthy way of being in our relationships all the time. Plus, love gets buried underneath the weight of negative emotions. Besides destroying intimacy when we don't express our emotions in a healthy way, it's also proven by research that our health can be significantly impacted, and we could have consequences such as an inability to be able to fight disease, heartburn, gastrointestinal issues. So there are many reasons why we should be eliminating our emotional trash in healthy ways. Now, this skill, taking out the trash, can be done with anyone. It could be done with your husband, your spouse or wife. It could be done with your children. It could be done with a coworker, your mom. It doesn't matter the nature of the relationship. Now, I am going to have my 18-year-old daughter, Madison, to join us to demonstrate this exercise. Let me get you to scoot in a little bit, Madison, so everybody can see you. So I thought it would be a good idea to have Madison to join me to do this exercise because she is a senior and she has been impacted significantly by events that she's been looking forward to that have either been, canceled or had to be rescheduled. And so we haven't done this exercise. She's familiar with the skill, but we haven't gone through the exercise together. So this will be a first for us. Now, Madison will respond to 5 questions that I'm going to ask her, and these questions are on this Taking Out the Trash skill card. We have this available on our website for sale, and in turn, I am going to listen and I'm going to respond by the prompt, what else? Okay. Now, she can share on any different subject. She can, and it doesn't matter how long ago it occurred. It could have been something that happened yesterday. It could have happened 5 years ago, 10 years ago. It really doesn't matter. The key is if the feeling is there, give voice to it, because feelings that are buried alive are still alive, and it doesn't matter how long it's been. Now, notice our posture. We are level and congruent, kneecap to kneecap, eyeball to eyeball. This posture helps create a safe environment for her to be able to share and connect. So now we're going to go through the skill, taking out the trash. Okay, Madison, tell me, what are you mad about?
I'm mad that my senior trip is canceled.
Okay.
I'm also mad that my prom and my graduation is canceled, so now I have to have a virtual graduation.
What else are you mad about?
That some of my online classes are difficult and my teachers can't be physically there to help me.
Okay. What else are you mad about?
That I won't be able to see some of my teachers, my favorite teachers. I won't be able to go back to school.
Okay. What else are you mad about?
I'm also mad that I'm constricted in the household for such a long time that I can't really do anything.
Okay. Anything else
That's
you're mad about? Okay. What are you sad about?
Kind of going back to some of the same things, that I won't be able to see my teachers, and that I won't be able to we can't all be under the same area and be able to throw our caps and that type of thing.
Okay. What else are you sad about?
I think that it's kind of similar to what I'm mad about, the whole graduation and prom situation.
Okay. What are you scared or afraid of?
I'm afraid that it will not be, that my graduation won't, that's going to stay virtual, because there's a chance that it could change and that we could actually have it, but I'm scared that it won't, and it will remain virtual and it won't change.
Okay. What else are you afraid of?
That's it.
All right. What do you want to be different?
Well, I wish that the coronavirus was gone.
Yeah.
I wish that the superintendent would allow us to have it, but definitely the coronavirus, and that it's gone, and that it wasn't something to begin with. But
okay. What else do you want to be different?
I don't really have anything else that I want to be different. I think that the big coronavirus is the biggest issue for me.
Okay. What are you glad about, or what are you thankful for?
I'm glad that I'm in good health and that I don't have the coronavirus, and I'm glad that I'm able to do things at my own pace, like school, and I'm able to sleep in and stay up late, watch movies and stuff like that, so that I'm able to do it at least what I want.
Okay. What else are you glad about or thankful for?
That not everything's closed. There's food places that are open.
Yes. What else are you thankful for?
That's it.
Okay. Thank you, Madison, for sharing.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, normally what would happen is then she would allow me to empty my trash can, but for the purposes of time, I won't do that. Notice we ended on a positive note. The skill card says, what are you glad about? I like to ask, what are you thankful for? So after you've emptied and gotten out all those negative emotions, you've got an opportunity to really share the things that you're thankful for. So you land on a positive note. The next is, I want you to notice my tone. My tone also helped to create an opportunity, an environment for her to be able to share. And as the listener, I'm not validating her feelings. Her feelings are her feelings. No one can tell you how to feel. I am just giving, and also notice that I did not respond to any of her statements. That wasn't my role. I just gave her room to turn her trash can upside down. Now, that could take 5 minutes. It could take 15 minutes. It could take up to 30 minutes. It really just depends on how full the person's trash can is that you are talking with or engaged with. I would strongly encourage that you have tissue available, because you think about asking people to share about things that are sad or that they're mad about, and that could really strike some strong emotion. I can remember teaching this skill in front of a group of maybe 30 to 40 people, and I was gonna live demo this in the class. So the young lady that I was doing this with, she was the listener and I was the speaker. So I was emptying my trash can. Well, when she asked me what I was sad about, and in that moment when she asked me that, she then touched my hand, and I just lost it as I began to share what I was sad about. So here I am, this room full of people, and I'm crying, and you could hear a pin drop. Later on, people told me how powerful that was. Like, they could feel my emotion. It was a real emotion that I was sharing in that moment. So don't be afraid of tears. They're just liquid emotion. Now, for husbands and wives, this exercise may bring up some powerful emotions for you, and you may need to give yourself a time out before you allow your mate to share or empty their trash can. That's okay. It's good for adults to give themselves a time out from time to time. So just be aware of that. Just make sure that you do come back together and allow your mate to empty their trash can. Also, we're going to be sharing a video on our Facebook page of a husband and wife couple that have gone through this exercise, so you can kind of get to see what it looks like when a husband and wife do it. You may say, well, Miko, I can't be face to face with, people right now. Totally get that. No problem. I got you covered. So one example is I had a conversation with a dear friend of mine who works in the healthcare profession. And I called her and I said, have you emptied your trash can lately? And she said, no, but I sure do need to. So we took about 10 minutes and I just went through this exercise with her on the phone. At the end, I asked her how she felt, and she said, I feel lighter. And that is usually the response that I get. You think about the weight of all those negative emotions. She felt lighter. Another experience or example is a couple of years ago, I was really struggling with anxiety, and a dear friend of mine said, Miko, have you been emptying your trash? And I said, no. She said, well, empty your trash. And so I started doing that every day in a journal. And I did that for about 2 to 3 months. Well, it was one of the most therapeutic things I've ever done. It gave me greater insight into myself. I felt lighter, and I was really able to kind of analyze and evaluate what was going on with me. So now that you have learned this skill, I want you to practice it and then teach it to somebody else, okay? Especially a healthcare worker or first responder, because right now their trash cans are filling up at an increasing alarming rate on a daily basis. This skill, taking out the trash, is one of 4 that we teach in our Adventures in Marriage curriculum. So I want to invite you to join us for our virtual Adventures in Marriage class that will begin April the 14th that I'll be teaching. You can get details on our Facebook page in the event section. The next thing is we're offering a free coaching session. So if you're a couple and maybe you feel stuck or you need help with conflict resolution skills, then we want to work with you. We want to hear from you and coach you. If you're an individual, maybe you just need to be heard. You need someone to listen to you. Maybe it's equipping you with communication skills, to interact with your children, especially since you have to be together all the time. Okay, that might be very helpful. The next thing is I'm going to stay on after the live event just to answer any additional questions that you have. So if you have questions about the skill or the organization or services we offer, we'd love to be able to connect with you and get you that information. Follow us at livethelife.org. We go to our website, livethelife.org/NEFL for our contact information. And then follow us on Facebook for events and resources. And then tune in next Wednesday at 6 o'clock for our next live event. In the meantime, be safe and love well. Bye-bye.